When white man first came to Australia, there was one dream dominating the minds of the explorers, and that was to find the fabled inland sea. Expeditions pushed towards the centre from the east and the south, and they charted a landscape at once beautiful and terrifying. But many died remote and tragic deaths, while those more fortunate returned broken and defeated. But the stories of an inland sea were based on fact. In 1840, an explorer named Eyre discovered a vast salt lake which would bear his name. Eyre saw it as a glittering crust of white salt, but little did he realise that periodically, perhaps 2 or 3 times a century, a great deluge in the north and east would fill the lake. And now it's happening again, and I'm going to canoe the floodwaters as they make their way down the Cooper Creek from Queensland on a journey to Australia's inland sea.
Great.
Normally a dry channel, it winds 1,000 kilometres from the confluence of the Barcoo and the Thompson Rivers in tropical Queensland. And this year the flooding rains gathered into a vast body of water which began its long journey down the creek. Ahead of the water, the channel is as dry as the desert which surrounds it. Behind the torrent is the flow path. At this speed, to hit a tree or a submerged rock would spell disaster, but there's nothing for it but to put myself at the mercy of the creek. But when the rains fall in tropical Queensland, hundreds of kilometres to the northeast, a torrent of dingoes. And this is Cheetah. I called her Cheetah because, well, I think she cheated death. I rescued her from one of these little islands. She was stuck there by herself, completely alone. I don't know what happened to the rest of her family. Rise and fall. The animals around here expect years of drought, and many are taken by surprise when the creek suddenly flowed. Come on, old son. Come on, we'll take you over. Well, Cheetah, another day. To navigate. Somewhere in those dead trees on the margin, I have to find a passage through to reach them. Well, 4 months ago, I departed the Dig Tree in Queensland and travelled down that magnificent Cooper Creek to reach the Birdsville Track. And what an incredible feeling to have arrived at that point. I look back on that journey, and I've done many on water. I have to say, without a doubt, it's one of the most unique rivers that I've ever travelled on. As a matter of fact, I'd rate it with any in the world in uniqueness. It was a superb journey and a beautiful trip. My goal always has been Lake Eyre. This is it. This is it behind me here. This is my inland sea. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? Come on, Cheetah, let's go and canoe it. I departed from the Dig Tree, focal point for that ill-fated Burke and Wills expedition, and I guess I'm searching or seeking an experience to bring me closer to them, to understand their hardships, the challenges, the mental strain that they must have had in trying to cross unknown lands. I guess, you know, I'm probably an old explorer, come back for a second.